All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. Please be advised the public has been duly informed of this meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by posting at least 48 hours in advance a notice on the bulletin boards in Stevenson and Churchill schools, a notice to the township clerk, a notice to the Herald News, and the Progress. Now, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we turn it over to Superintendent Gupta, I would like to thank the HSA for their fundraiser that took place just a couple weeks ago. It was a huge success. We appreciate all the community members that came out and helped support the HSA. As you all know, the money goes right back to the children of Fairfield in both districts. And, you know, I've said it once, I'll say it again. When you talk about an organization that runs multiple functions throughout the year and donates north of $100,000, I think they should be commended. So we greatly appreciate our HSA, and we're going to miss the two members that are going out, Cynthia and Camille. We appreciate everything you've done, so thank you very much, and thank you to the community. Ryan, if you would.
Just a quick update. I know we're all here to honor the Cardinals of the Month, so some of you may know at a previous board meeting, we approved Dr. Tribuco to be the principal at Churchill next year. Since then, Mr. Santana has resigned. So a lot of people have been asking what's going on, all that stuff. I just want you guys to know we do have a plan in place. I'm working with the board. We are finalizing that. It does require the county to be involved. So we do have a plan, and I promise we will let you know as soon as things are finalized. But we do have a plan in place. Don't get nervous. And we're not withholding information. It's just we're waiting for things to get finalized. So hang in there, stay tuned, and we'll get that information out to you. Okay, without further ado, time for Cardinals of the Month. Dr. Tribuco, Principal of Stevenson.
Okay, good evening and welcome. Tonight we're here to honor the Stevenson School Cardinals of the Month. A Cardinal of the Month is a student who goes above and beyond to make Stevenson School a better place for all by demonstrating characteristics such as respect, kindness, caring, and things are like that. Tonight we have some teachers here to present the awards. We have Mrs. Fasulo, Mrs. Major, Miss Supa, Miss Lisa, and Mrs. Mayer.
We're going to begin with kindergarten, then first, second, one at a time. So I am here to represent kindergarten this evening. I'm excited. So Cardinal of the Month, first one chosen was Juliana Caseglia. Would you come up if you're here?
For first grade, we have Layla Noah, if you're here.
That's my girl. Good girl.
For second grade, we have Anthony Schiavello.
And for second Cardinal of the Month of kindergarten is Everett Lagan.
February's first grade Cardinal of the Month, Lucia Feedy.
And for second grade, Juliet Farinas.
Everybody can see you. Yeah, good idea. In front of the podium. Go ahead, Bob. And for kindergarten March, Cardinal of the Month is, I'm going to try this my best, Tallulah Fabricator.
March first grade is Brendan Blumenthal.
And March second grade is Rita Abdelatif.
April for kindergarten, Massimo Perna.
March's first grade is Alina Metz.
And April second grade is Avery Mayoso.
And finally, for May, the last one, Cecilia Capola.
And May's first grade Cardinal of the Month, Mariella Pontrella.
And second grade, Rosa Scazafabo.
How about a big round of applause for all of our Cardinals of the Month? I'd now like to invite Mr. Gupta and the board down for a group picture.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Just want to be careful.
One, two, three, smile.
Before we move on, we just want to take a second and thank all the parents and grandparents that came out. It's been a long time since the Board of Education has allowed something like this to happen to honor the kids both in Stevenson School and Churchill Schools. And we think it's really important. And a special thank you to the teachers that came out this evening, taking time out of their busy schedules. Dr. Tribuco, we greatly appreciate it. For those of you that would like to stay for the remainder of the meeting, you're more than welcome, but we're going to pause and have a 1-minute intermission for those that would like to depart and carry on with the rest of their evening. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a good one. Thank you. Dan, he's going to be bigger than you soon. Anthony!
High five. That's it, pal. I love the suit too. Way to go. Only two guys in here with a suit on. Three. Never mind. Four. I'll see you later.
This is only, this is a minute. This is the approved minutes. There's no.
I thought they were out on the table. Really?
Because everyone wanted to take it.
We did that purposely.
To be honest, I mean, you did, so I wouldn't know it.
Yeah, so you can't follow along.
I'll follow along. I'll go on my phone.
Well, thank you all for staying. We greatly appreciate your time. Ryan, thank you again for announcing everyone, and we greatly appreciate it. And now we're going to turn things over to our business administrator. All right. Okay. Board committee reports. So right now, as the year kind of comes to an end and we're winding down, the committee chairs are scheduling appointments to kind of finalize everything at our next meeting. So you can expect a committee report from each of the committee members next month at the June meeting. So with that being said, other than the HSA, we're going to move on to public comments on agenda items only. For any of you.
Absolutely. Whatever it is, we'll change it.
Normally, we would say no, but since he's wearing a suit, bring him on up here. Come on up here, Anthony. Come on up.
Great.
You can come right over here.
Move that close to where you go.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I want to thank my teacher, Ms. Mayer, and Dr. Tribuco for announcing me for the assemblies each year. That's it.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Great job.
Absolutely, that was great.
Great job, Anthony.
Thank you. Have a good night.
It must be the name. Must be the name, Joe. Must be in the name. Not going to say much more than that. Yes, for sure. With that being said, public comments on agenda items only. For those that have any comments on agenda items, if you don't have an agenda, if you can share it with Mrs. Puri in the back just for a moment so she can read through it and see if there's anything she would like to address, or I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll bring that up again towards the end of the meeting. So if someone would like to share it with you, they can. And if you have any questions, we can address it then. Okay, moving on. Starting off with finance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a different day today. Okay, finance, page 4. The following finance motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 to 6, will be voted upon in one motion. Motion items 1 through 6.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll.
Ms. Chandoli? Yes. Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Ms. DeVesco?
Yes.
The following organizational resolutions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 to 15, will be voted on in one motion. I motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
The following contract motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent in schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 5, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
The following grant motion is made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, item 1, will be voted on in one motion.
May I have a motion?
Second?
Can you catch it? Who?
Melinda motion, Andrea second.
Andrea.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
The following administrative motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 4, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yep.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
Okay, buildings and grounds. The following buildings and ground motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 to 3, will be voted upon in one motion. I motion items 1 through 3.
May I have a second?
Second?
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
The following personnel motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 11, will be voted on in one motion. I motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
Okay, curriculum. The following curriculum program motions are made at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 4, will be voted upon in one motion. I motion items 1 through 4.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
Yes.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes.
Policy, the following policy motions are made upon at the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Anything placed on this agenda, items 1 through 2, will be voted upon in one motion. I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Chandoli?
Yes.
Mr. Feedy?
I abstain on those.
Ms. Street?
Yes.
And Mr. DePascal?
Yes. Public comments on non-agenda items? Just come up, state your name for the record and your address. Yeah.
Christina Priori, 148 Horse Neck. Last month with the budget was discussed about like adding a guidance counselor, a few paraprofessionals, and I know like the special education budget also increased. Is there a chance that like the guidance counselor, maybe there should be like another BCBA because of their growing special education department? Having the one BCBA to be in charge of all the students in both schools sounds like a lot to put on just one person. If a BCBA, maybe there could be a possible second BCBA that could possibly help, as much as the paras do need someone to kind of try to stop the behaviors from happening. So maybe the one-on-one aides wouldn't be as necessary to have just a behaviorist there as well.
Yeah, at some point, we know those positions are going to have to be added if the trend continues like this. Right now, we don't need it. We have had to outsource some of the things.
Right.
But if you get to a certain amount of outsourcing, like we did the previous year,
Yeah.
you might as well just go ahead and hire, and we did a school psychologist so that you don't have to outsource. So we are looking at that. Currently, we don't need that extra person, but
Okay.
again, if the trend continues, we will be looking to
Okay.
expand that.
Perfect, thank
Yep.
you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Allison Miasso, 7 Southampton Drive. I know I've mentioned this at a previous board meeting or two, but I can't help but notice that we've had an exceptionally rainy spring. And I know we all acknowledged going into spring that that was going to potentially be a challenge. And I think collectively, the staff, the students, the parents are all doing our best. I know Mr. Gupta, you're out there all the time with your umbrella. The teachers do a phenomenal job trying to use their umbrellas. I mentioned once before, and I realize I'm representing a bit of a personal opinion, but I know we tried different approaches at the start of the school year, and we kind of landed on what we felt was the most efficient and effective protocol, which I think on an average day works very well. I do think with inclement weather, we find it's challenging. And my concern lies primarily in Stevenson, where we have a lot of young children, many of whom still need assistance getting into and out of the vehicles. And I know we've discussed that there may be short-term, midterm, long-term plans, but I think as a community, we'd be interested in hearing what may be possible. We've even had people saying, should we just buy a bunch of tents and we'll just all roll up with tents? I just think it would be helpful to hear if there are possibilities. I know there are safety concerns. I know there's obviously contingency plans based upon what we're doing with, the areas around the school building. But I think if there's an opportunity to reevaluate and either have a kind of an alternative protocol that we could put in place, not only in rainy weather, but even in, if we have a bad winter next winter, I think that would be appreciated. And at least speaking on my own family's behalf, but I know a lot of parents that I've spoken to, particularly parents of Stevenson children, they'd be willing to accept an elongated dismissal process if it meant the children weren't being subjected to the bad weather.
So a couple of things we've looked at, and we're always evaluating, so we're going to continue to do that. Obviously, in some districts that have this situation where they don't have the busing, all the parents, there's space where all the parents park and everybody walks with their umbrella, they get their own kid and they go to their cars. We have issues with that because obviously everybody's coming from one direction and the exit's the same direction, so we don't have that ability. But what we have looked at and we've considered is possibly having an, what's it called?
Awning.
Like an awning
Sheltering, yeah.
on that sidewalk, which would be wonderful. It's very expensive.
Especially the
But we
retractable
are
ones.
looking at that. The option of keeping the kids inside, it would just take way too long. The traffic backs up far as it is. To extend that time for the pickup would cause issues, not just with our schedule, but also with traffic in the community. So we are looking at that. Hopefully we can do the awning, but again, we're looking at that. That's a major project.
Yeah. After your last comment at the last meeting, Wally and I reached out for Arco Roofing, which actually just did the roof over at Churchill. And they've been here, I think, once or twice and met with Wally in regards to an awning system in the front. And with the grant that we received for the recreation, with the recreation grant we received to rehab the back, we actually thought about possibly incorporating something there as well. So we are diligently looking at this process. Unfortunately, everything is just so very expensive. An awning in the front of Stevenson, which would be no more than 12 feet wide and approximately 60 feet long, can be north of $150,000.
Yeah, I appreciate it's not a simple problem, and I know that there's definitely complexities to how we approach it. I just think that if we could take an opportunity, particularly maybe over the summer, to think about, especially in the short term, if we don't think we're going to be able to do the construction projects, if that's the direction we're thinking of going in, what options we may have. I appreciate there's always a trade-off, right? And I'm sure if you ask around, different people will have different opinions, but I do know there's a growing sentiment, and mostly in the Stevenson community where the children are a lot younger, that parents are saying they'd be willing to kind of do what it takes. That means the process is longer, whatever we have to do to try to help limit the amount of time the children have to be.
Just keep in mind, if the process is longer.
It also affects traffic and other
Well,
things.
traffic is one concern that we have, but obviously our teachers are contracted to a certain time. So if we elongate the process and don't have the teach, and nor would we ever ask teachers to stay 10 or 15 or 20 minutes longer than their contracted time. So there's a lot of contributing factors on why some of the things that you're bringing up, we have thought about, discussed in detail. And unfortunately, it's what we have right now is what's best, and we will continue to evaluate and see what we could do to make the process a little smoother when inclement weather, comes upon us.
Yeah, and it's acknowledged, I think, given the circumstances we're in, I think we are doing the best. And I've seen the teachers out there, they've all got umbrellas. They're trying to huddle together as many kids as they can. I know everybody's working through it. I don't think it's
The
going to be.
tents are a quick, short-term fix, but then we thought about, what if there's a windstorm? Now you have a potential 10 by 10
Hazard.
pop-up tent that's blowing 30 feet in the air and landing on, kindergarten for first and second graders. So I mean, that would have been a quick fix. We talked about buying 10 tents, a couple $100, but when you think about the risk and the reward and, potentially harming a student, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I think all I'm requesting is that when we have a bit of space, maybe over the summer, we can continue to explore options. And
Yes,
if
absolutely.
there's a protocol that we can land on, I think the community would appreciate that continued interest. And then I know I mentioned this a while back, but I'll maybe try to raise it again. I know in some other communities, they've been successful in securing grants that look at water resiliency. So given that we know we're in a challenged floodplain, we know that a lot of the concerns when we tried in the past, when there was consideration of building onto Stevenson, there was a lot of concern from the surrounding community that they're worried about the potential implications to flooding. I think if in a long-term solution, and now I'm talking years out, I know this is not anything in the short term, I think if there's an opportunity to maybe partner with the community, see if there's an option like that would allow us to build maybe some water retention that would actually help the surrounding community, but then also give us some additional funds to support whatever we look at, that might be something worth exploring as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Public comments, non-agenda items? Frank, anything? Next meeting, be it resolved that the next meeting will be held in person on June 12th, 2025. Public work session beginning at 6 p.m., followed by executive session with public session resuming at approximately 7:30 p.m. at the Fairfield Municipal Building. May I have a motion for adjournment? Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you all. Have a great night.